JQ Crafty. We are on another Product Focus Friday today. And last week we drew out acrylic paint, or my son actually drew out acrylic paint for us. So that is what we're going to play with along with PinkFresh Studio. Now I kind of was semi-organizing my scrapping space because it kind of got a little out of hand after all my Black Friday things came in. They were just kind of laying around, like literally. So I started organizing a little bit, and I came across the new PinkFresh Studio collection that I had, which not that I forgot about it, but I didn't realize that I hadn't stuck it in my PinkFresh Studio drawer that I have. So yeah, PinkFresh Studio has its own drawer. So does Vicky Booten, so does Heidi Swap, so does Shamel, so does Simple Stories. And so does One Canoe Two did. They don't anymore. I'm trying to remember who else has one. A drawer. Can't think right now. But anywho, so I came across it, and actually I don't have much left of it. I only have a couple 12x12s, and now, granted, this is one collection I didn't get the entire collection of. I actually held back. So I got like all the ephemera and only a few of the papers. So I put the 12x12s away, and I just kept out these little scraps because I think I'm gonna do this photo of my son. I already trimmed it down, of him placing flowers on the unknown soldier's grave at Memorial Day last year, and he does it every year. So he did this last year for us, and I thought what we would do is something that's kind of fun with acrylic paint, kind of doing a background. So I was gonna create a wreath with this Vicky Booten champagne gold paint, and then stencil on in some I just have dazzling luminous gold metallic acrylic, and then also this white, just to give it a very muted tone was my thought. And then use a ton of the florals. So that was my thought. And I was gonna do one of these with the just, down here is where all the action is. And I have a couple stencils that we can stencil on. I was going to use the center and then these. So we'll see. That's the plan. So yeah, this was Days of Splendor. So I just left out all the embellishments that I have, which is like everything. And figured we'd go from there. So let's start by making our wreath, and we'll see what happens after that, right? Okay, let's get started. So obviously, first thing I'm going to do is take that Vicky Booten metallic gold acrylic paint, and I'm just going to paint a circle. Now, it's kind of a wonky circle. It's not the most circular. Yeah, but it works, and I kind of balance it out by when I'm putting my flowers on. Yeah, I balance it out a bit. So there was that step. Let it dry, and then now I'm going to take this other metallic acrylic paint, which is very glittery. I did not know it was going to be this glittery, which I really like because the Vicky's is not like super glittery. Is glittery the word? I think so. It's just got like extra flecks in it or something. It's not even glitter. I don't know. There are definitely two different tones. So I like how it's like a tone on tone and it's standing out. So and then I'm going to let that dry. And I'm just using a sponge brush and then kind of smooshing it. The first couple times I did it didn't turn out so good, but I wasn't holding the stencil very flat. And then I do the same thing with the white, except for I have like a little makeup sponge because I wanted to be a little more precise with where I went. And just kind of layered that up too, just to give a little extra. You end up only seeing 2 of the like 5 that I put on there after I layer all the other things on. But it just gives something, just something. And I kind of go all the way up like that. And then, my photo doesn't really end up centered in there. It's kind of wonky, but I like the way it looks. So I don't know how to explain. Yeah. Anyway. So, and then we let that dry. And then we come back and we're going to just layer up the photo. So I'm going to do a bunch of layers of these scraps. I'm going to flip some of them over, keep some of them the way they are, just to add a bunch of layers, and then so I can tuck some florals in the layers, tuck some stickers in here and there. Just tuck, tuck, tuck. Layer, layer, layer. Man, this tear tape makes everything take a lot longer. When I'm doing this voiceover, my ATG is on its way, so, but I'll probably use up the tear tape till it's gone now that I started. Because I do that to myself. So after it dried, I was looking at it, I was like, it needs something. I'm like, I don't want to just frame it. So I kind of wonky cut two sides. And then I'm trying to look through backgrounds. So I grabbed some from the other collections. And I didn't want something too dynamic, but I like that this is that purpley blue color that's a lot in the Days of Splendor collection. And so I really like that. And I'm going to distress the wonky cut edges of the 12 by 12. Yeah, I glued my photo down before I did this, which I don't know why, because I think it's when I put it down was when I really realized, you know, it needs something. It needs some color around the edge. It looks like it just loses itself. So I actually ended up gluing it down so there's a little bit of a frame around the whole thing, which I like because then it's like a nice solid frame on two sides and then a wonky frame on the other two sides, and it brings it some character. So I wanted to start with my title first because I wanted to figure out where the heck I'm going to put it, and then I will incorporate some florals with it. So I start getting out the letters to spell remember in the scripty purple font. And I'm trying to think, okay, there. And so since I glued my photo down, I popped it up on foam, by the way, so I can easily tuck flowers under it. I didn't like it off to the side. I decided I actually wanted it more centered. So right now it's kind of wonky, and I will move it. I want to say it feels like 17 more times, but it's probably only 2 or 3. But I fuss with it a lot. And then I grabbed 2 letters from the mini alpha that were just slightly darker purple to spell the we, so that our title's We Remember. And I said in the beginning, Unknown Soldier, like obviously this one's inside. During the Memorial Day programs, they always, you know, say all the names of the people that we know that have passed in the area. And the kids take turns and put flowers on. It's usually like the memorial grave or the unknown soldier grave or somebody as all those names are getting called. And now this was from 2019, and it seemed extra emotional when they called my father-in-law's name, even though the previous year would have been just as emotional, but yeah, it seemed a little extra for some reason, but James my son got to carry flowers down at the same time that his grandpa's name was called, so that was really nice. So then, yeah, when I finally figured out where I wanted my title, I was like, okay, it needs something else. So I grabbed the stickers, I decided to put a label under, and now I'm just going to start sticking flowers everywhere. I also grabbed a couple flowers and stuck them up by the title as I was going, because I knew I wanted some florals up there to balance it a little bit. And then I also grabbed a sticker that says captured. Just because us remembering things was captured. I don't know. It seemed to go. So yeah, so I'm just going to futz a lot with florals. But there were so many pretty ones, and I wasn't sure which way I wanted to go. I'm like, technically Memorial Day, it's the end of fall, or end of summer, but it's technically not fall yet. Or not Memorial Day. I'm thinking of Veterans Day. Oh my God. Memorial Day is the beginning of summer, essentially. So I didn't want to put a lot of fall leaves in there. I was trying to keep that out. And it is very fall themed because that's what it was. Oh my gosh, my brain is not working today. Yeah. So you're just watching me tuck and pop some things up. I popped Remember This label under there. But yeah, anyway, so Memorial Day is kind of the beginning of summer, and this is a fall collection, so I didn't want to put anything super fall-y in there, so I tried to keep that to a minimum. But yeah. Yeah. Just futzing, just going to town. All right, so now I'm finally getting that figured out and deciding all the florals. And you see what I mean? I have the florals going up kind of high over there. So my photo's not really centered in them, but I really liked it. They ended up kind of blending together. Just trying to find some little fillers and pop them in there. Oh, that one was giving me a time. I needed something to go in there, like something more substantial, and I could not. I had already glued in the glue set of that little one, and so I could not peel it up. I got it, though. I got it. I'm kind of flicking through. I'm like, all right, that's done. And I cut out me cleaning it up because that took forever. Things were getting away from me. So then I went through some of these chipboard stickers and I found You Are a Star. I stick that in there, kind of tuck it in the florals, and then Perfect. Tuck that into the florals as well. I really wanted to use other things, but I'm like, I'm feeling satisfied. It's looking good. It's looking to be what I wanted it to be. So I'm getting that done. And yeah, add that label so I can do some of my journaling up there so it doesn't really take away from the wreath. And then it kind of feels like that other little cluster, how I've extended up there. It feels like it has a purpose now instead of just like an oops. At least I think so. And that'll be it. So I'll be live with you in just a second. All right, that was PinkFresh and acrylic paint. I really like the way this turned out. I'm normally not flower layouts for my boy, but this is more to me, well, one, it's a floral moment, and this is more of me, a family moment that just happened to be captured with him only. So that's, in my brain, it's different. I don't know, but I really struggled with the title. I probably talked about that in the voiceover quite a bit, but really struggled with getting that title there. But I like that it's centered and level. I actually like that. So let me know what you guys think. This is definitely different for me. I don't do this kind of thing usually, but I'm glad I did the splatters, and I like the way it turned out. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside. I just got done, so I'm gonna let it dry. And let's draw for next week what we're going to do with mixed media. All right, we are going to play with, what is this? Watercolors, all right. And I don't know if you noticed these. I didn't really talk about them, but I painted these thinking I would use them on the layout, and then I had so much fun just using all the ephemera that I didn't. So I'm going to leave these right here to use on something else, because I think they would go well with PinkFresh too. We could maybe watercolor those even now that they've been acrylic painted first. We could definitely watercolor them. We'll see. Yeah, so I have not played with watercolors a ton. And I really only have, well, I think I have these listed separately, but I have these Kelly Creates Aqua brushes. I don't remember if I have them listed separately, like in my drawing things or not, so we're going to go with actual watercolors. And so I have a couple Shimmers watercolors, but I have those listed specifically separate. And then I have these Prima Classics watercolors. So I have the classics. I haven't done any of my swatches, but I just have the classics. So we will probably play with those. My guess is create a background. I don't know for sure, but we will see. So thanks for watching, you guys. Tune in next week to see playing with watercolors and PinkFresh Studio. And yeah, we'll see you again. Bye.